Introduction to Mindfulness.
Good day to everyone. Previously, we have done an introduction to what mindfulness is. So today too, let's remind ourselves about being in this present moment, that I am here and now doing things slowly, mindfully, silently. Let's try to look at these in more perspectives. You will see that a person who considers these and acts mindfully seems to notice a difference in themselves compared to someone who is unmindful. I'm not the same person as I was yesterday. I'm readily trying this. I'm progressing. You start realizing these things, and we call this as alertness. We are not sluggish or lethargic. We are alert to what we are doing. It is one quality of mindfulness that one becomes more and more heedful or alert. So, not only for these school children, even for others, this is something very important. While we become a worthy person to our home, village, our country, and to this world, we also set an example for the others. In our childhood, we were not so busy or in a rush. We were quite relaxed. Especially our grandparents, great-grandparents set this atmosphere for us. We know today it is not that easy for parents to spare such time. But for those who get to spend time with their grandparents or great-grandparents, will have this joy. And for the SathiPasala child too, when they are taught about this mindful nature from a young age, although these kids are able to quickly grasp and it looks very simple, they know there's more to it, and their confidence in this grows as they continue with the practice, that the time spent on this not wasted. Also, when you are faced with a difficulty, unlike others who slip away when you are in trouble, mindfulness will not leave you and run away. Mindfulness will come to you like a friend and remind you, hey, remember, we have gone through something similar before and we patiently faced it. Likewise, it acts as that trustful friend who is always there in times of need. When you are too happy and excited, it will be there. And even when you are feeling so low and sad, still it's there. Mindfulness keeps us in check like a watcher and shows us the best thing to do without holding us back. Now the one who had seen, done and experienced mindfulness will know to try and see these at times of difficulty, whereas the others will have to start from the basics of mindfulness. So start from today, and you will see that these qualities we have been talking about mindfulness, ones that are essential for life, starts to widespread, become contagious. And we develop the ability to listen to anyone without the need for pausing or conflict. This skill of listening without a feeling of dislike is really beneficial in a classroom. Otherwise, we tend to only listen to subjects that we like and could lose our attention during the rest of the subjects. Whereas mindfulness helps with the ability to listen well and comprehend. Now, there could be disturbances while listening, but without feeling annoyed, we try practicing this bare attention. Only listen when you are listening. Talk when you are talking. Like this, similar to being mindful when working with others. Even when you are working on your own, you could hear unwanted sounds or your mind could get distracted. So without being upset for knowing about this state, we need to realize it is by being mindful that we got to know all this. Mindfulness says, oh, don't worry about that. Now you know that you are disturbed or you got distracted. Not getting angry about these disturbances is such a great thing. People who are unmindful easily lose their temper even for the slightest thing. When we go out and about, we see a lot of times that many people get really mad at traffic jams and start beeping the horns. Instead, if the passengers in our car could remind us to be patient, that however much we try, we cannot move forward in this jam. So it says that patience is the key to success. This does not mean being afraid of people or things, or surrendering or shying away, but rather a virtuous quality. And we call this bare attention, paying attention to this moment. If this is given to a child from an early age, this will be a part of their life. We normally say that patience leads to peace. The way that a teacher behaves in the class, the way that parents behave at home is more connecting with a child than a lesson like this. Wishing this lesson be a motivation to experience and explore more about mindfulness. With this note, we end today's lesson.
Today we hope to develop mindfulness using various postures. Actually, we can use any posture to establish mindfulness. Typically, our minds wander here and there. Sometimes it may think about various things happen in the past and may be planning various things going to do in the future. So likewise, the mind constantly wanders. But we can use our posture. It could be sitting posture, it could be standing posture, it could be lying down posture, it could be even walking posture. So any of these postures actually we can use to establish mindfulness. Whenever we know that the mind has wandered, shifted, probably we can notice that and then gently we can bring it back and keep it as much as possible with the current posture. Suppose you are standing. So while standing, you can feel various things. Maybe you can feel how your foot touching the ground. You can feel how your knees are straight. How you feel probably how your clothes are touching the body. And probably you can feel how your arms are resting. So likewise, there are so many things we can know while standing. So all this knowledge actually we can use to enhance mindfulness and to develop mindfulness. Basically, once you know in a particular moment that the mind has wandered, very much like we are inviting it back to the body, very much like we are inviting it back home. So rather than staying outside, now we are fetching it back to the body. And we start feeling again various bodily sensations, various bodily feelings. And sometimes they may not be very interesting and could be little pain, aches, but still they are happening right now. We are not imagining them, we are not thinking about them, rather they are right now happening within the body. So we are using these various sensations to keep our attention so that our mind also starts staying in the present moment. As I mentioned before, it typically not lives in the present moment. Sometimes we are living in an imagined world. So we are now trying to keep our attention in a present moment activity going on within the body. It could be any posture. So that actually helps to establish mindfulness in the present moment, and we don't have any kind of a preference either. So it could be a little pain, it could be a little pleasurable sensation, but we are trying to keep it, our attention there, without having much of a preference. But we are a little bit interested of knowing what is exactly going on, to investigate what is really going on, and we are keeping it as much as possible, and we are trying to be aware of the whole process. And let's do that and see whether we can maintain our attention in the current posture. open your eyes and see whether you have some collectedness in your mind. So your mind is now probably less wandering. It likes to stay at home. So actually you can use this technique before you start any particular learning, any particular subject, any particular period. You can start with this kind of a short practice so that your attention is well collected, your mind is well focused, so that you can pay more concentration. And it's a matter of spending a couple of minutes establishing mindfulness in the current posture. You can try at other times as well. Thank you very much for attentive listening.
This is a presentation by SathiPasala Foundation.